let's get to the most interesting part of what we're going to be talking about today, and that's going through some historical Doom archives here. So let's see what we find in this box. I don't know if we can catch this on film or not, but these are some transparencies of the Pinky from Doom 64. So I need to get some fresh. I think I have most of these somewhere, but these are the original transparencies of that. That's the back of the Mancubus, and these are my original shots that, you know, we took down to the local drugstore to get our. This is back in the day when you had to get your pictures developed. You couldn't see them, you know, there wasn't no instantaneous feedback. So, you know, folks at the store were looking, you know, going through the pictures, and this was coming out. I'm sure a lot of questions came up. Here is in the background here. This was my studio, one of my studios in Dallas. We were working on the Pinky there as we were blocking it out. Anna Meyer, she's right back there. She was my key artistic assistant on any of this stuff. I would do a lot of blocking things out. I would kind of figure out the wrinkle patterns, and then she would just go in and just do like beautiful like detail work. Her skill set was not recognized enough on Doom. There was other artists that helped me out for sure. Here's some other shots. A very I don't know if I ever posted this shot of the. Pull this out of there so it's so much glare. But it's kind of a blown out shot of the original Archvile with his ridiculously long thighs and short bottom legs. One of the main reasons I've changed his leg designs up is I just couldn't stand the way those proportions were. Basically, the drawing was like that, but not quite that bad, but it just ended up being exaggerated when I was copying it. There's the double mech-armed Baron of Hell thing that we were doing for Doom 64 that did not ever make the cut. This is the Doom 64 guy. Doom 64 guy. That's the guy with the 8-pack, not a 6-pack, an 8-pack. More of that Baron. More fun stuff. So, yeah, this is a shot when I was airbrushing the Archvile. But I find what's really interesting is the calendar thing up here. Turn in id stuff. That was my. What month was this? I'm not sure. Probably. Have Lucy's sculpt complete. So I was starting to work on another video game at that point for EA. This is the shittiest shot ever of a video game archive, but that is what was inside the Archvile. That is his armature.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so, and that was my air conditioner. More Doom goodness. My dad took, besides, my dad did the artwork. He actually photographed these for me. He had a decent camera then, and I did not, and he was a decent photographer. His choice of the blanket background might have not been the most sophisticated, but hey, it works. And here's a whole bunch of old like pictures from I kept a whole bunch of sort of like old magazine covers and that sort of stuff. Old Xeroxes. The old crew. Another shot. This is a Dave Bim working on this dragon video game character. Again, I forget what it was. In the background, you can see the drawing of the Pinky that we were working on the sculpture for. Here we go. Some classic ones here. You got Romero. You got some of the original sculpts. These were the sculptures that Adrian did before I was introduced to him. So he was building all this stuff in clay, and they were struggling, keeping those characters together during animation because they didn't have proper armatures, and plus clay is just kind of hard to work with. Here's the crew up here. It's you know, some of these people I don't even remember meeting at the time, but like now I'm friends with Dave Taylor on Facebook. Hey Dave, you know, but you know, these folks I interacted a lot with. I mean, this is, you know, of course Carmack, and this is Adrian Carmack, and this is Kevin Cloud. Kevin, in my opinion, is the unsung sort of hero of idSoftware in those days. A lot of, you know, he was an artist. He created the Cacodemon. He laid out the initial design of the Mastermind, and you know, did a lot of artwork. But more than that, he was the glue that kind of kept the place together, at least in my mind. From my perspective, you know, he was kind of the adult in the room. You know, when it was about work, he seemed in my eyes the guy that made it happen. So, you know, in all honesty, I don't think he gets mentioned enough, and he's the only person that's, I think, still there of the original crew. And you know, so my you know, shout out to Kevin. He's the man in my opinion. Of course, lots of things with my dad's artwork on it. All these things here. Right here, now this is the classic shit here. Okay, so this is the Revenant. This is the drawing that started the Revenant. This is what they were saying. They would hand me something like this and they'd go, he's like this sort of skeleton kind of dude, and you know, he's got this mechanical arm thing, and he's got rockets on his shoulder, and he's got a gun in this hand. And at some point on this one, I was like, you know, maybe it's too, you know, this gun on this arm doesn't work in this sense. Let's just have it be about the rockets. And they just would let me go. We lost the sort of mask on this. But what's amazing about this drawing is it's not just this drawing. If you flip it up on the other side, you see what we got there? That's Doom Guy's helmet. That is the original drawing of Doom Guy's thing. I should be handling this like they do in a museum with like those white gloves. I need a girl with an English accent, you know, you know, pulling this out and talking about it. But yeah, this needs to be sold for a lot of money. Big now. So yeah, so more stuff. There's a nice shot of the way the Revenant turned out. I mean, completely different than the drawing. Some shots of me with the pinky. Oh, let me see that. I don't know if you can catch those in there. It's me and my rock star face. Not that I ever left it. And then I always thought this was a great shot of the Archvile, one of the best photographs I've seen of the character. I love that picture. And there's my main man again, Kevin Cloud. Awesome dude. When my father died, he sent me the nicest note about my father's, you know, impact on the game, its, you know, and its legacy, and meant a lot, you know. He's took the time to reach out. Hey, Kevin. Another one of my favorite people that's no longer at, well, none of these people are, but he's one of the first to leave, was Jay Wilbur. He was the biz guy. He's been at Epic Games for many years. But you know, I love all these pictures of them posing with my models. It's cool. So here we go. These are some Xeroxes of some of this stuff that I'm trying to get to here. That was a little bit more detailed version of my sort of interpretation of the Mastermind. Somewhere in here is Kevin's original drawing. I'm looking for that. Here's a sweet shot of the Pinky, the Pinky's head from Doom 64. He's going to be one of the next ones I recreate. He's another one of my favorite characters that I did. It may change his proportions a little bit. I wasn't so crazy about exactly the way he turned out. I thought his arms were too big in that incarnation. Shot a Doom guy. Got the Baron with the more pinky shots, but then here's what we're here for. Original Spider Mastermind by Mr. Cloud. So, again, Adrian is often credited as being the, sort of the art master of Doom, and in all regards, and rightfully so. But Kevin's influence and work was certainly highly influential in the game. Here's my. Oh, I've been looking for this because I need to scan this for a buddy of mine that I've promised that I'd get him a shot. So this is I had the original drawing of this at one point, but that did get back to id. I thought I'd given all this stuff back, but I found this stuff like 20 years after working on it. So these are the drawings I use. Like I had this lined up and I would sculpt to that. So you can kind of see why my leg, how long this is, and then this got shorter, but then it just got a little exaggerated as I did it. So maybe the knee got a tiny bit longer, so it just kind of ended up being kind of funky proportioned, But that's the original there. What else do we have here? More masterminds. Okay, so this guy, so disappointed he didn't make Doom 64. He was my favorite new character that I had done for it, and that's this demon dog. It was basically a two-headed devil dog thing that I thought was just going to be super cool. Very disappointed he did not make the game. Another shot of our cyber demon with two mecha arms. And yeah, so that's a trip through Doom history. Well, I'm enjoying the fuck out of working on this sculpture of my dad's demon. It's just got me thinking about my dad. It's been 12 years since he's gone, and I miss him every day. So this is just a kind of a good way to revisit a part of him, So that's about what I got to say now, man.